A little more Duke in there than I was anticipating.
A lot of Duke love.
Hey, man, lead into the alma mater. Go Colgate. You can catch Ken on The Masked Singer on Wednesday nights on Fox. Ken will also appear on an episode of the critically acclaimed Accused on Tuesday, December 3rd. All right, right now, we're looking at 3 programs from the Big Ten: Oregon, the Ohio State, and Penn State, moving on to the college football playoffs. The biggest question ahead of the unveiling of the first look at the playoffs is what?
I think how different the College Football Playoff Committee views, which ultimately is the only thing that matters, as compared to the AP poll. What's their criteria? What are they looking at? And, for example, you talked about the Big Ten. You didn't include Indiana. Indiana's undefeated right now, but they haven't beat a currently ranked opponent. So how do they view that strength of schedule versus BYU, for example? Obviously playing out in the Big 12, but they beat 2 teams that are ranked in the top 25. So strength of schedule, how they look at who they've beaten at this point in time. But I think selfishly for me, it's also how they value those teams with a loss or even 2 losses. Do they look at a team like Notre Dame, for example, that's been playing some great football since they lost to Northern Illinois? And how are they dinged for that, even with 1 win over a really good Texas A&M team and obviously Navy last week? So I think when you factor it all in, we'll get our first indication of that last week. I think more than anything else, Mark, we've never seen a 2-loss team make it in the college football playoff. We will this year, but will it be Alabama with the 2 losses when it's all said and done?
You said it, Brady. We've never seen a 2-loss team make a playoff, but with the expanded playoffs, there will be a 2-loss team that gets in. And I have a vested interest in my Crimson Tide being one of those 2-loss teams. Next week, they go on the road to LSU, which might be a playoff elimination game we spoke about, Matt. And at the end of the day, Coach, what does the committee value? How do they respect the SEC conference? How do they respect ranked wins versus unranked wins? Will ultimately tell us how many SEC teams get into the college football playoff.
Yeah, it's a much bigger field now. It's going to be a 12-team playoff, obviously. I have never seen the disparity in schedule strength. You look at Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. That's Georgia's schedule.
Right.
Miami will not play a ranked team until possibly Clemson.
Yeah.
So the committee is always supposed to look at it. I'm not sure they always have. And it's going to get bigger because the field is bigger. There's going to be 12 teams. So I think you take a schedule like Georgia, that's a much more impressive, even if you lose 1 or maybe 2 than a team that doesn't play a ranked team.
I think overall, Brady, to your point, it's what precedent does the committee set in the first rankings? And again, to everybody's point, this is the first time we're going to see a committee rank 12 teams. We haven't seen that. So that's what's exciting to me. It's also the undefeated non-branded teams, the teams that don't have the G, the A, the O on the side of the helmet. BYU has one of the best resumes in all of college football, 2 ranked wins against top 25 teams. Iowa State, 7-0, first time since 1938. They're playing really good football. You mentioned the Big 12. Indiana, the best point differential in the whole country, but don't really have a great win. How does the committee view those teams compared to some of those 1- and 2-loss SEC teams?
Indiana will have their chance. They're in Columbus in a couple weeks' time.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.